What would you do if your neighbor spent 3 years spying on you through his window, flipping you off, and making your life miserable every single day? For my family, that nightmare was real. But when he finally pushed us too far, we turned the tables in the most humiliating way possible, and it ended with him packing his bags and disappearing for good. If you've ever had a nightmare neighbor or dreamed of finally putting a toxic person in their place, then this story is for you. Smash that like button, subscribe for more revenge stories, and let's dive into one of the most strangely satisfying showdowns you'll ever hear. A few years back, things on our street were quiet, at least until the house across from us got new owners. At first, it didn't seem like a big deal. An elderly couple moved in with their adult son. The son, genuinely nice guy. The wife, never caused any issues. But the husband, he was different. He was deaf, which wasn't the issue. The issue was his personality. The man was bitter, confrontational, and seemed to take joy in making everyone else miserable. The first time things blew up was on July 4th. My dad threw a barbecue with about 15 to 20 people. Friends, family, some fireworks, some drinks. Nothing insane, just a typical American 4th of July. But apparently, the fireworks ruined Mr. Grumpy's peaceful night. A stray spark had landed in his yard, and the next day, he slipped us a letter dripping with passive-aggressive venom. Stop being such dick neighbors. Now, was he technically right about the fireworks? Sure, but it was one night, one holiday, and everyone else on the block was fine with it. That sour attitude was just the beginning. Instead of letting it go, he escalated. He rearranged his entire living room so his chair faced the window. Blinds cracked just enough to spy on us. I'm not exaggerating. We couldn't step outside without feeling his eyes drilling into our backs. Sometimes he'd literally sweep his grass while people were mowing just to irritate them. Other times he'd shout random insults before retreating back indoors like a coward. At first, we laughed it off. My dad even started pulling up a chair and staring back, just to mock him. Neighbors bonded over the shared street entertainment. But over time, the amusement wore off. The constant surveillance, the random insults, the petty antics, it all built this simmering frustration. After a year of this nonsense, people started flipping him off when they caught him peeking. Childish? Maybe. But when you got someone acting like a prison guard in your own neighborhood, you get desperate for ways to push back. And the old man hated it. Every time he got caught spying and someone flipped him off, you could see him yank the blinds shut like a guilty kid caught stealing cookies. But he always came back. It wasn't just us either. He'd block driveways with his car, pick petty fights, even once blow grass clippings in another neighbor's face while they were mowing. That stunt got the cops called. But he sweet-talked his way out with misunderstandings and the whole "I'm deaf" angle. The final straw came after years of him cursing at us, calling us names like stupid mother asterisk 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 my family had enough. We tried to reason with him, writing notes since yelling didn't work. He stormed back inside, flipping us off like a brat. That's when we decided, if he wanted a war, he'd get one. We fought back with mockery, mooning him, making lewd gestures whenever he spied on us, laughing loud enough that he knew it was about him. It wasn't violent, but it was humiliating. And humiliation was our secret weapon. One day, the universe handed us the perfect setup. Our neighbor, let's call him SG, for Swole Guy, was mowing his lawn. This dude was built like a tank, 6 feet 5 inches, muscles for days. Our problem neighbor? Barely 5 feet 6 inches, thin, frail, and cranky. So, of course, Mr. Asshat storms out, screaming at SG that he was mowing on his property. SG laughs it off, gestures politely, even tries to explain, but the old man wasn't having it. He lunged for SG's mower like a lunatic, nearly cutting his own fingers off. At this point, we were recording everything. SG just shook his head and said, "Dude, back off." The old man retreated for about 5 minutes. Then he came back outside wielding a broom like it was a weapon, waving it around, poking SG, and even threatening to hit my dad, who came outside to spite his bad back. SG positioned himself between my dad and the lunatic, making sure nothing got physical. We called the cops, and when they arrived, it was like a neighborhood tribunal. The old man tried to spin his usual story. He was mowing my property, but SG was a full foot away from the property line. We had video evidence. Other neighbors backed SG. The cops weren't buying it. Cornered, the old man got desperate. He accused my mom's bus of breaking his mailbox and scratching his car. Claims so absurd that even the cops laughed. My mom's bus literally sat higher than where the damage was. Physically impossible. His wife came out embarrassed and signed the officer's words to him. Enough is enough. The broom was confiscated, the lies exposed, and for once, he couldn't wriggle out of it. After that humiliation, something shifted. Everyone in the neighborhood had united against him. We weren't just rolling our eyes at his antics anymore. We were exposing them, laughing at them, and documenting everything. Within weeks, the spying stopped. Within months, the house was for sale. And then, without a word, he was gone. Packed up, moved out, vanished. We never even learned his name. To us, he was just the deaf guy or asshat. And to this day, the biggest relief was simply being able to walk outside without feeling like prisoners under his watchful eye. If this story gave you goosebumps, smash that like button and tell us in the comments, what's the craziest neighbor story you've ever heard? Don't forget to subscribe for more insane revenge stories. And remember, karma may take its time, but it always arrives.